What happens when you change your mind in the middle of a video and then decide to redo everything, but you get all your source material and it still takes you the same amount of time and more to make the same video, but it was due on 2024 May? See, this was originally a mockumentary about characters who were inspired by random objects chosen by a generator: a tomato, a panda, a hand fan, and a plush unicorn. And the first version of this was made in a modern setting in mind, like The Office, and I still find it funny, but it felt dull. It was good concepts, and I made it to rough animation too. And in my mind, it had to be perfect. But back then, I took 2 months of anxiety, caffeine, and the grace of God to finish a single shot of animation. Why do I do this to myself? But I wanted to make something that spoke to me. So I asked myself, if this was a show, would I watch it? And I can reuse them later if I do want to make another show, even though I haven't started my main one yet. Anyway, let's see what I changed. In the original drafts, Tomato was a very neat freak, college prep girl, high school valedictorian who should have gotten into a sorority, but it didn't work out. So she agreed to participate on the show to present herself better to the campus. In this new version, Tomato is a middle aged woman who recently lost her husband and wants to venture out into the world like he used to because she wanted to take her on an adventure and they never got to do that. So she takes part in an adventurous guild in a manor, and panic ensues. I went for a kind of new adventurer look, but mage. She's practicing with her old family spell books and trying to relearn everything again. What's lost in her? But I also made sure it was more muted and dull. I was going for a kind of purple tomato, but bright red hair, apparently. I do think she is someone who doesn't want to stand out so much and wants to be on the sidelines, but her bright red hair is to show she's meant for greater things in her blood, in her veins, you know? I also think the coats would have been from her husband and the gauntlets as to motivate her. It's also has a cute little card inside that says, "To my love, I hope you can find others who will truly understand you." In his original, he was this big softy klutz who basically was on the show for extra money, because money. He was a handyman. He's a regular roommate there, and because they couldn't get many men on the show, he's their first in a while, so he was their golden boy, klutzy, people pleasing golden boy. That is not the case in this new version. In my sketches, I was going to keep the whole helping hand aspect, except this man is such a. Hold on, I don't want to curse. A miscreant. Yep. Anyways, he's definitely the worst one out of all of them. He makes fake potions so that you can give them to magic users just because he hates them. He makes snack cakes that are so addictive that he's basically set for a year, but he still makes them because he loves to mess with people and bring them something that they will never ever have for a whole year. He is also on the adventurers team. Why? Because his little sister wanted a flower from a region and he was gonna get it for her. So there's one redeeming quality. His design now is more focused on the apothecary aspect. So while he does have money, he's more practical when he travels. In the original, I was going for a brown panda, but that changed a lot more as I drew. I added potions to his belt, which maybe in this universe, I don't know, are just his version of 5-hour energy or monster. And goggles to check his work, a big apothecary box that makes things easier to carry. I loved this thing when I first drew it. I really like this his design now. The other was really good, but it definitely feels like giant cuddly panda who will bite you. So for this character, she was actually a main character for a good while. Well, but what happened was Tomato was so much more interesting, I wanted to do something different with her. But the main character syndrome did not fully leave. In her original, she's quiet, she's shy, she gets into the uni program, and I wanted her to learn more about herself. She's kind of just like in this show because, oh, well, new things happen. Maybe this will be good for me. It's not. The thing was not good for her. But in this new version, I think she's essentially the best thing to happen to their home since sliced bread. Literally. She's cocky, pompous, a little snob, and she's built different. She's a fighter in the group, and her design doesn't really show it, but that's what I was going for, and I think that's fine for who she is. She's wearing a cream dress, tailored boots, and a green floral corset. Her hair is in a fluffy braid, it's nice. I love her design so much, but the best thing about it is that her weapon is essentially the thick bars of metal in a hand fan that she's holding like a sword without a handle, and her gloves are the only thing protecting her. This girl is either a hardened marine or she came out of the womb like this. Unicorn is the one I had to learn new skills for. The previous design, I wanted her to be this grunge, very special interest, like crazy video games that are very, very niche, and cosplay or making videos for her own. Previously, I wanted her to be quirky and cute, because, why not? But now we have reasons for the quirky and cute. In her new design, I decided she is the daughter of a rogue and a unicorn. Do not ask how that works, that is for storytelling purposes. And she was raised by fairies, isolated from everything. She is a gremlin child. For her design, I wanted to learn how to draw horses, because I wanted to make her have horse legs and a tail, but not a centaur, kinda like a satyr. But she ain't drunk. She has been high before. Blame Panda. I like her outfit. You can tell she's very much sheltered because she wears these into battles, and she lives anyway. I gave her a cream dress with a pink bow and horns with teal, and yeah, it's possible she has magic, but who knows? Nobody knows. I also gave her blonde dreadlocks, and she's adorable. I also wanted to give her a really different nose, which I like that. Support noses in art, people. Noses are beautiful. So basically, all these characters got a revamp. But what's the story if they're not gonna be in college? And what would I call this? Well, essentially, these people are all in an adventurers group in a mansion. But something happened, and now they're stuck in said mansion and can only perform duties for the mansion and in the Adventurers Guild. So they are tied to the mansion all together, and if any of them try to leave, they are all going to suffer great consequences. And what would I call this? Gone through a few names, but I guess the one I've stuck with is First Companions. Okay, so the whole project, I was basically deciding, should I give up? Maybe put this down so I can sleep? But no, it took me months. I reviewed it, I listened to myself, I learned I do like a lot of fantasy projects, and I'm glad I didn't give up, because then I wouldn't be able to show this to you guys. It's a fun project that I'm pretty happy with myself for finishing it this far. Maybe if I keep doing smaller things like this, I'll be able to finish the big one that's coming along the way. So this makes me more excited, because you have a shy 300-year-old aka mid-30s woman, a frilly little snob, built like a tank, and the size of a noodle, a panda healer who'll bite you for breathing near him, and a soft unicorn who's basically just happy to be there. And from these characters, what did I learn? Don't turn a small project like this into a feature. When you're a small channel, it'll take 7 months of nothing but guilt and pain to make. Okay, bye!